Approval of designated depository participant. Application for approval to act as designated depository participant. Any person shall not act as the designated depository participant unless it has obtained the approval of SEBI. However, a custodian of securities which is registered with SEBI as on the date of commencement of these regulations shall be deemed to have been granted approval as designated depository participant, subject to the payment of fees as prescribed in the regulations. Further, a qualified depository participant which has been granted approval by SEBI prior to the commencement of these regulations, having opened qualified foreign investor account as on the date of notification of these regulations, shall be deemed to have been granted approval as designated depository participant, subject to the payment of fees as prescribed in this regulation. An application for approval to act as designated depository participant shall be made to SEBI through the depository in which the applicant is a participant and shall be accompanied by the application fees specified and shall be paid in the manner specified in the regulations. The depository shall forward to SEBI the application as early as possible, but not later than 30 days from the date of receipt by the depository, along with its recommendation and certifying that the participant complies with the eligibility criteria as provided in these regulations. Eligibility criteria of designated depository participant. The SEBI shall not consider an application for the grant of approval as designated depository participant unless the applicant satisfies the following conditions, namely, the applicant is a participant registered with SEBI, the applicant is a custodian of securities registered with SEBI, the applicant is an authorized dealer category 1 bank authorized by SEBI by RBI, the applicant has multinational presence either through its branches or through agency relationships with intermediaries regulated in their respective home jurisdictions. The applicant has systems and procedures to comply with the requirements of Financial Action Task Force Standards, Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, rules prescribed thereunder and the circulars issued from time to time by SEBI. The applicant is a fit and proper person based on the criteria specified in Schedule 2 of the SEBI Intermediaries Regulation 2008 and any other criteria specified by SEBI from time to time. SEBI may consider an application from a global bank regulated in its home jurisdiction for grant of approval to act as designated depository participant if it is satisfied that it has sufficient experience in providing custodial services and the grant of such approval is in the interest of the development of securities market. However, such global bank shall be registered with SEBI as a participant, custodian of securities and shall have tie-up with the authorized dealer category 1 bank. After considering an application, SEBI may grant approval to the applicant if it is satisfied that the applicant is eligible and fulfills the requirements including payment of fees. SEBI shall dispose of the application for grant of approval as soon as possible, but not later than 1 month after receipt of application by SEBI or after the information is furnished, whichever is later. An application for grant of approval to act as designated depository participant which is not complete in all respects or is false or misleading in any material particular shall be deemed to be deficient and shall be liable to be rejected by SEBI after giving a reasonable opportunity to remove the deficiency within the time specified by SEBI.